Thanks for watching our video. We titled our project Pallet Town Hacking. My name is Matthew Thomas.
My name is Tyler Gondron. And so our project is to create a vulnerable virtual machine. And on that virtual machine, we're going to construct an insecure LAMP server, and we're going to show a couple of different ways to be able to exploit that LAMP server. And after we demo that, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some remediations for the exploits that we've shown. So on this virtual machine, what we have is the operating software Linux Mint Cinnamon 20.3. And we simply chose this because it was a operating software that we've used in the past. And then from there, we go onto our LAMP server.
On our LAMP server, we install the Apache 2, which serves up the web page, a MySQL server, which holds databases for user information, PHP 5.6, which is a scripting language used for web apps that we use to configure DVWA. And lastly, we downloaded DVWA, which stands for Damn Vulnerable Web Application, which is a free-to-use web service that is then meant for practicing hacking attacks such as brute forcing and SQL injections, which we configured to run on our LAMP server. So we decided to attack our Pallet Town box with Kali Linux, which we had installed on another machine and is connected to the same host-only network as our target. We searched for vulnerabilities with an Nmap scan, where we found 2 open ports, and then we navigated to the web page where we saw that it was a DVWA page. After getting that information, we then ran a derb enumeration on the directories and found a file with user information inside of it, particularly usernames.
So once we have an idea of the possible usernames we'll be able to use, we can go ahead and do a Hydra brute force attack. So through this Hydra GUI, we can input the IP address of the Pallet Town box that we want to brute force, and it's going to be on port 80 for our web server. And we can give it a username that we want to use to brute force, as well as a word list of common passwords. And for time's sake, what we're going to do is we're going to scale it down, because this brute force attack could take minutes up to hours, depending on the size of the word list. So after a successful run, we get a username and a password. And so we can try to log in to the box through SSH. As you can see, that password worked for that username. And then from there, what we can do is we can try to view the password file and the shadow file. And so from there, we can copy and paste that into our Kali box, run an unshadow command, and then run John the Ripper with a word list. And what that'll do is it'll try and crack the passwords for the usernames or login credentials that are stored in the Pallet Town box. And so again, this can take minutes to hours based on the size of the word list. But in this case, we were able to get this password for the root. And so what we can do, we can come back and change the user to root and put the password that we were able to get. And then from there, you can see we were able to escalate to root privileges. So that'll conclude our demonstration, and now we'll go into the remediations. First and foremost, we want our users to implement stronger passwords, as well as layered login authentication practices. We don't want our users to have passwords that'll show up in common word lists, and we also want to utilize CAPTCHAs. That way, we can prevent brute force attacks on our web page.
We can also install an IDS or IPS such as Snort, which we could set custom rules to alert us when there's an Nmap scam or derb enumeration. We could also modify our firewall rules. The screenshot on the left is a set of rules present when we attacked the machine and gained access, and the changes we made are shown in the second screenshot, where we denied incoming packets to port 22 from anywhere, so no one could SSH into it, and also denied packets coming from our attacker's machine. And that concludes our project. Thank you for watching, and we hope you learned something from us.